Gosh. What's up, dude?
Nothing. I think I'm coming down with a head cold.
That's not good.
No, I was. So if I sound a little nasally, not intentional, but yeah. Other than that, man, just watching some
Calling
TV,
basketball games, huh?
calling basketball games, get around for bed. Actually, no
How'd
basketball
that
games tonight. I wish.
go?
What's that?
I said, how did that go? You called a game last night.
It was good. It was good. I like doing that. It was a competitive game, a little boring. Um, two pretty solid teams. Crawford went a little stall ball, tried to take the ball, excuse me, take the air out of the ball a little bit, which was not the best for TV. But
That's classic David Sheldon right there.
yeah, 6 point lead. We'll just hold it from here. It came back to bite them though. They ended up losing. I don't know if you watched the whole thing or if any at all.
No, I did. I watched a little bit of overtime. Clark sent us a link. He said you were on the game, so I hopped on there and I watched. I was commenting.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, yeah. But he's notorious for that. He did that when we were in high school.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember one game was like 4-0 at halftime, or like 6-4, or something crazy.
Yeah, I think that was our district
Yeah,
semis or
finals.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like 4-0 at halftime, and then we forced the issue and ended up blowing them out.
yeah, that checks.
Yeah, it was good.
But it was a good game. I mean, it was at Fredericktown. I've never been there. Like a fairly new school, and it's a really nice gym, and there was a lot of people there. I wouldn't say it was sold out, but it was definitely full. I mean, you could have got in if you really wanted to, but there was a good crowd there for whatever Tuesday night, I guess it was.
Yeah, it looked packed. Was that
Yeah,
makeup or was that scheduled on the Tuesday?
it was scheduled on Tuesday. Yeah, they got. I think everybody's got one regular season game left this weekend, and then postseason starts next weekend, at least for boys. So
Nice.
I know Zach and the girls are probably. I think they would play this week.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember who they play, but
It doesn't really matter. It's somebody terrible.
yeah, I think they chose to play and so that they could have took a bye. But
Yeah. Other than that, no, just finally nice outside. It's 60 degrees out. I wanted to play some pickleball, but I didn't have my stuff on me
yeah, it was
at work.
crazy. Where do you play pickleball?
Where do I?
Yeah.
It just kind of depends. Ontario's got a couple courts. Galleon has like some brand new courts that are really nice. I've played in Shelby before. I don't know if you ever played, but it's
Yeah, we have.
pickleball. I don't know. I think it's crazy fun.
It is. There's actually a group of us from the gym that we didn't go this year, but the year before, every Sunday we would meet at like 4 o'clock at a local park and play for a couple hours.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, we play sometimes like if we're really like if I'm trying to get my steps in or whatever, we'll play like 1-on-1. But like
Yeah.
we've played twos before too. And like the crazy part is like uh, you don't have to be like super athletic or I mean you gotta be somewhat coordinated, but it's not like it's tennis where you got to be covered a ton of ground.
No. So one of our coaches' dads, he is really big into pickleball. He's like goes to all these tournaments and plays. Like he kicks ass every time we play. And he's
Right.
like 65, 70 something. Like uh, he's old, just runs the court.
Yeah, dude. Some of them old birds, that's all they do, and they retire. Like they're nasty.
Yeah.
There's a dude that plays in Galleon. His name's slipping me right now, but he was the old basketball coach at Mansfield St. Pete's. And when he's playing at Galleon, dude, like he's like winter stays, like he's there all night. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
But no, I wish I would have had my stuff on me because it was 60 degrees and would have been something to do and make it feel like spring a little bit earlier. But that was not the case.
No. It's all right.
Anybody in the chat? Is anybody live or is
We
zero
got one
watching?
viewer. I don't know who it is though. Nobody's commented yet. It's all
Well,
right.
thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me, whoever that
Yeah,
is.
good job, one viewer. Surprised Clark's not on here yelling stuff. But yeah, so I talked to you 2 weeks ago, right? I think
Thanks.
it was 2
Well,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
So we talked about you said you started at 320, you got down to what? What was it last time we talked?
The last time we talked, so like the lowest I ever got to was 249. So it would have put it like at 71. And then, I um, slightly fell off the wagon a little bit over the holidays and I got back up to like 260, 261. So I put a couple back on, is what I was at the last time that we had talked, which was around the first of the month of February. Yeah.
How has it been since then? Like, have you got back on track?
Yeah. So when we talked last Wednesday, I weighed in and I had lost 8 pounds pretty quick, like in 11 days. And that was, I was pretty dialed. Didn't slip up at all. Tracked all my calories, my macros, all the things, got my steps in every day. Probably got 4 to 5 lifts in a week. And so those were pretty good. And I texted you this morning, the last week hasn't been as solid. It's been really good, but like yesterday, before that game, like we went, I was with a couple buddies who went and got pizza. However, that being said, human, there's definitely choices that I've made even within that, like that I wouldn't have made before. Like I didn't get pop. I love pop with pizza, but that's something that I think has been I've been pretty solid on is just basically having water or black coffee. I try not to drink any calories. So, despite having pizza, I didn't have a ton. But I could tell even last night, kind of going to bed, that because I've changed a lot of my eating habits, I didn't feel very good going to bed. Like my stomach actually hurt. I was like, wow, I feel like junk. But yeah, other than that, so I didn't weigh myself. I'm going to weigh myself tomorrow morning. When I got home, I'd already ate for the day, so I'd rather do it first thing in the morning when I'm potentially as light as possible. So,
yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna have those times where you're going out doing stuff that you don't normally do or don't do anymore. But I texted you today, and you're like, "Yep, back on it, back on track." That's the main thing. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have those meals where you screw up a little bit, choose to eat something that you don't normally eat. But main thing is bouncing back, just understanding, hey, that's part of life. We're gonna do that, and then what?
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just like even if like I miss a lift or I don't get 10,000 steps in a day, which if I ever miss my steps, it's like I got like 8,500 or 9,000. But to me, I still count that as a miss, and it's just like I don't know. I read it somewhere where it's like just don't have 2 bad days, right?
Yep.
You mess up, but just don't let it compile or snowball. And like I apply that to things at work too. Like, some days at work, it's just like, man, I didn't have a good day. I didn't have good energy, but, just bounce back and, kind of get on the saddle the next day and restart and string a couple days together in that capacity.
The other thing is, like you said, your stomach hurt after you ate that.
Mm-hmm.
Like 6 months ago or a year ago, you're doing that all the time, dude. Like, how do you think you felt?
Oh, dude, that was like the biggest thing.
You don't even know you feel bad until you stop eating like that, and then you go have it like 2 months later, 3 months later, and you're like, holy shit, dude, that just fucked me up big time.
Dude, honest to God, like I would eat like that, not just one meal, but like every meal for legit like years on end.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I texted my brother and I was just like, dude, like I used to eat like that every single meal, every single day. And by no means like I'm not perfect now, but definitely a lot more conscious of it. And like you said, 3 hours later, you're kind of feeling the ramifications of like, wow, that doesn't sit like it used to be, which I guess is a good sign.
100%. It's
To be
just
like my
perspective.
Johnny.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was an everyday thing, 3 times a day, 2 or 3 times a day, and then yeah, do it once a week, once a month now, and you understand why you felt like you didn't
Oh,
have
for
any
sure.
energy. So, all right, I did not come prepared, but you did. You texted me some things in advance. So, just like with the lifestyle changes, how have you seen like mental changes, or have you gotten any clarity from
Yeah.
that?
So it was like, honestly, it was something that like I thought I don't know, maybe potentially should have touched on the first time, but um, I guess mental clarity is kind of like the question that you're asking, or that like I thought was like a big change from like when I guess kind of really started to become more strict and um, be conscientious and I guess take it more seriously. But when that kind of started happening, even before I started walking and lifting, just some of the brain fog, I guess, or just like the everyday stuff, um, I think kind of went away. And now, like, my attention to detail, mainly my work performance, is like where I can really notice it because 8 9 hours a day, like I'm forced to make decisions, and being in sales, like you got to be a plus all the time. You got to be the best version of yourself. And before, I feel like I would even have to have energy drinks or some sort of caffeine to be able to get me up for those big meetings or those big conversations that I had to have. So like now, I feel like just my focus and my ability to kind of be locked in all day long and not just for like an hour or two, I think is something that I had no idea that the effect of that would be maybe as strong or as polarizing, right? Is polarizing the right word?
Yeah,
Um,
can be.
as what it kind of has been. So, and even like today, what I mean? Like I had pizza last night and it wasn't great, but I could tell like even the first half of the morning, dude, I was sluggish. Now, I mean, part of it is like I might be getting sick too, but I mean, I've noticed that before. Typically, like my cheat meal or my bad meals on Saturday night, um, in Sunday, the first half of the day is a little slower. Versus if I string together 4 to 5 to 10 days in a row of really eating clean, even take out the exercise, um, my mental clarity and my focus is definitely a lot higher than what it is if I'm eating poorly.
It's the fuel source. You're switching your fuel from primarily carbohydrate or sugar, glucose, which is what those foods break down into, to fat because you're eating primarily protein and fat, restricting carbohydrate.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's the
mean,
biggest.
the
Um,
food the food drives everything.
well, I don't know. I think it was you. Like I don't know if it was a text or an actual conversation of like more so changing the mindset not to eat because I'm hungry or it's in quotes time to eat, but it's you use the word fuel, and I think that's maybe the biggest piece of it is like we put gas in our car because we got to get to the next place, right? And you fuel it up with whatever type that you put in, and that's the same thing. It's just like what do I need, from an energy standpoint to get my body to that next level. So I don't know. It's just, and I worded that really poorly, but I've kind of changed my outlook and perspective on like what food actually is, um, versus just because it's noon, I'm supposed to eat lunch.
Yes. And like going back to your fuel in the car analogy, if you have a regular car takes unleaded gas, you're not going to put diesel fuel in there. You're not
Hmm.
going to dump oil in the gas tank. right? so so why do we do that with our food? It's because it
Yeah,
tastes good.
yeah.
It's made that way.
Here's a question for you. I guess to bounce this back into your court is like, why does bad food for you taste good, right? Why does eating healthy seem harder, right, in quotes, than eating healthy?
So what do you do for a living?
Sales,
Okay, how do you sell stuff?
talk, ask questions.
How do the companies that you're advertising for sell stuff? What are you
How
selling
do
them?
companies? I sell them billboards. I sell them ad space. So I
Yeah.
tell them to get
So
their message in front of
so in the 70s, all the food companies, majority of the
people.
big ones, got bought by big tobacco companies, and they took the tobacco playbook of this isn't harmful for you. It doesn't cause lung cancer if you smoke a pack a day. They took that playbook and did it with food, and they engineered the food to tickle your brain, so you're getting a dopamine hit every time. It's salty, it's sweet, there's sugar in it. They make them crunch. It's all engineered the way that will make you wanting more.
Really, and that's like the salt and the sugar.
Yeah. Clark says humans evolved to love sugar because it is literally quick energy. It is quick energy, but it's also like back in the day, it was sparing. So when back, like way, way, way back, who were the only fat people? Rich, the kings, the queens, because they had the means to get sugar. Like you couldn't just go to a store and buy it. You had to have somebody that could get your
That makes
fruit
sense.
for you, all that stuff. Everybody else
Never
was
thought of
just
it that way. Okay.
hunting their food to survive. It was the rich people that were fat ones. Yeah, being fat was a sign of wealth. Yeah, it was, and now it's a sign of not wealth.
Honestly, it's almost the exact opposite, really.
Yeah, dude, it is like that. The food stamp program.
And what does that technically cover? Like, can you go buy like fresh
Oh
fruit
yeah.
and okay?
No, well, some of that shit, like pop, is the number one thing that food stamp subsidizes.
Yeah, that checks.
RFK just took it off the shelf, and everybody's pissed at him. It's like, dude, this is what's causing the epidemics with chronic disease, and he's trying to
So
fix it. And you're getting
you
pissed.
can no longer get pop with food
I
stamps.
don't think so. I think he took it off the list. I don't know if it's in effect yet, but I know that that was the intention, was to get rid of
It's a good starting
supplemental
point.
nutrition assistance program is no longer gonna let you get junk food, and now everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, and dude, like honestly, for me, like there was a period of like this is terrible to even say. Like, dude, I would go like months. Let me rephrase that: weeks without drinking any water.
Yeah.
Like the only water that I would put in my system, dead ass, was if I brush my teeth or when. Shouldn't say if, when. But
Coffee, because coffee's got a lot of water in it, right?
yeah, but even then, dude, like I was drinking like I was going to like the sugary, like the latte things like that, or it was primarily pop.
Yeah.
Um, to where now it's like, and I love Mountain Dew, but I mean, if I do have one, right, and it's probably about once a month, but like one is about like the max because it's like, dude, there's a lot of sugar in there versus like before I could easily 4 or 5, in a day. Um,
Yeah, and
well,
just
I mean,
getting
it's
rid of
crazy
that.
you say that because like
Just
I
getting
think
rid of that. Go ahead.
what's that?
Just getting rid of the pop is like you'll lose 40 pounds that easily.
100%. It's just like my biggest thing, or like one of the easiest things, is like I just try not to drink any calories. So like when I do have coffee, which I do have, I make my coffee at home in the mornings. Like I just have black coffee. I don't put anything in it. Like the coffee bean has like a little bit of like a butterscotch like flavor, so like it still tastes good to me. But like I don't necessarily drink coffee for the taste. You know what I mean? I take it to kind of wake up, but I don't even drink coffee every day now. Like don't really have to. Um, some days they're just a little like if it's raining out, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna grab some coffee, but I try not to drink any calories, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You don't want to drink calories. If you can get away from drinking coffee, you'll sleep better. Like caffeine fucks with your head so much. Not your head, like your brain. It doesn't shut off. If you Google coffee, what does coffee do to your brain versus other drugs? Like it's insane. They had a spider and they would give it all these different drugs and then they would watch its web pattern and like the most fucked up one is caffeine.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that at? YouTube or something?
No, I think was this a chart?
Let's pull up the link.
I have I don't know if I can find it this quick though. I have
maybe we'll save it for episode 3.
This is the problem is my microphone is sitting on my laptop.
Ooh. That'd be interesting.
I'll get it. I'll get the image. Here it is. NASA did it. Let me see. Okay, so if my computer crashes like it did last time I tried to start sharing shit, you got to carry the show. So Clark, you're going to have to start commenting in the chat. Abe's going to have to start talking. Okay.
I've been trying to get my friend Jason Clark to work out and join this journey with me, but he's just set in his ways.
Okay, so I obviously didn't click on the thing hard enough. Or it's not.
Yeah, let's blow this thing out. Let's blow this up.
Why is it not getting big? I'm trying, dude. It won't open. Oh, no way. Here we go.
Here we go.
So NASA gave spiders drugs to see how it affects the web. 1995. There's normal. LSD's in the middle.
Pretty standard LSD.
Sleeping pills. So you're taking melatonin. No. You're not really getting that great of sleep. Caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine looks like
Benzodrine. I don't even know what that is.
Doesn't appear to be too bad.
Spiders on caffeine. We're tweaking.
Dude. Looks like Cade trying to spell his name.
Jason.
Oh, I just see it now.
It's wild.
That's crazy. So you're saying even me having coffee in the morning, that stays with me all day long?
What's that?
So if I have coffee in the morning, that stays with me all day long. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's like a half-life. It's in this book that I read on sleep. It's called but he talks about it, how if you drink coffee, it stays in your system for like 4 or 8 hours, something like that. It's wild. One of our internet sucks. Probably mine.
I mean, I can hear you. I mean, I got Starlink.
But yeah.
You know, Elon's a goat.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It's expensive.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah.
But
you can take it with you wherever you go, or is it mounted?
Literally. No, no, I can't take it like if I were to go on vacation, nothing like that. But if I were to move, you know what I mean? It can come with me. And there's no contracts. Like there's just like if I wanted to not have internet for the month of March, I would just shut it off.
That's awesome.
So, um, let me ask you this: what about pre-workout then? Bad, obviously.
Yeah, I don't take pre-workout. The only thing that like Lexus takes is beta alanine. It's like a pre-workout almost. Clark says negative on internet. It's RAM, CPU. Your PC needs more resources. Yeah, dude, this computer's old as shit, and I am gonna need a new one. When we move to our new building, I'm gonna get a new computer, and it's gonna be hopped up on Mountain Dew. It's gonna be good.
Some pre-workout.
Yeah. But yeah, Lexus takes beta alanine. It's kind of like a pre-workout. It just helps with it like endurance. So if you're gonna go do a high intense workout, you'll just be able to get a little bit farther than you would without it. But
So
at the end
full
of the day,
transparency, I have pre-workout, but I only take it on Saturdays.
that's fine.
Just because like normally I lift in the evening and it's like, dude, I'm not taking pre-workout at 5 o'clock. Like
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like if you take it early enough in the day, like don't drink it afternoon, you'll probably be fine. But
because Saturdays, like when I lift, are typically like a little bit longer lifts and a little bit like heavier. So like I do like that, and I go in the morning, so I like to get going. But
yeah,
I could see where being if you took it every day, like would not be ideal.
yeah, I pretty much just drink water, and then we have these element packets. It's like potassium, magnesium, and sodium. They're flavored. I drink probably 1 or 2 of those a day, but that's all I drink.
Got
Salt
it.
water, basically.
Got it. Um. So you fasted. We talked about this last time, but I just want to bring it up because one of my coworkers tried to do, or not tried to, he did a 48-hour fast last week. And he's like, hey, I want to try this. And I was like, I brought up our conversation of like where you said you kind of started at night. So when you hit 24 hours and it starts getting tough, you're going back to sleep, right? So, 24 to 32 is you're sleeping. So he did that same thing. And I wish I still had the text from him. Day two, right? As he enters like hours 30, 32, he's like, dude, I am dialed. He's like, I've never had, like, I'm focused. I have so much energy. Like, he used the reference, I feel like I'm on Adderall, right? Where he was just like, this is like the best that like I've felt. Now, so he made it 48 hours, but it was kind of crazy because I literally kind of tried to convey the message that we had talked about last time of, hey, once you get through this, right, then it kind of becomes easier. And he literally said the exact same thing. He just said, I constantly had water with me that anytime I felt like I was hungry or needed to eat, he had that. And ultimately he completed the 48 hours. He didn't weigh himself before or after. He just wanted to kind of see if he could do it. But he's like, I could definitely see myself doing that once a month for the benefits that come with that. So I don't know.
It's a good reset. And the other thing is like when I did that, I did it. I went 60 some hours.
Oh, wow.
So I got to the second day and I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed again, see what happens. Dude, after you get like past that 30, it's around the same thing, 32, 36 hour mark. Like, I feel like you don't need to eat. Like you're just cruising. It's such a weird feeling.
Yeah, that's a crazy concept.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know when, but like there will be a point in time like where I try that. I think I'm not saying 24 would be easy, but I definitely have a lot of like self-confidence that I could do 24. 48 seems a little bit more difficult, 60. But again, I mean, you're telling me once you get to that mark, it's now an afterthought, so maybe it's not as difficult as maybe what I think it is, but I don't know.
No, it's just more or less having that plan. So like if you're not going to eat, have the water beside you so you can just grab it, take a drink. Like I drank those element things I was talking about, I put that in my water. So some people might say that that's not a total fast, but I think there's like 3 calories in those things. So
Still counts.
clicking my mouse at work was burning those off. And
There you go.
yeah, it's weird. You just get to the point. And I was gonna bring this up earlier when you said somebody was in the zone. It was you or your coworker. I don't remember. It was like very early in this conversation, but there's a book by Dr. Barry Sears called The Zone Diet. And it's like CrossFit's nutrition prescription of 40 30 30. So 40% carbohydrate, 30% protein, 30% fat. They that's based on his theory. If you eat in that, like those ratios, you can get into like this zone. And it's basically like when you're playing basketball and you're like, dude, I can't miss a shot. Like you can always be in that zone just by eating this way. And DiCaprio says you got to fight through the drowsy part and then you get high. Yeah. And that's Brett with fasting. Pretty much, dude. Yeah. What was I saying? Clark, quit interrupting me.
You were saying in the zone.
Oh yeah, but basically, like when MetFix came out with their stuff, so CrossFit's founder opened Broken Science. They have the MetFix affiliates, which were one of those. They like went to the nth degree on nutrition, and that it's opposite. So like carbohydrates the lowest macronutrient now, but it's the same thing. Like you get into this metabolic state where you're just primarily burning fat because that's what you're eating, fat and protein, and you're always feeling fantastic. Like I've been eating that way. I don't know. I would say majority for close to a year now or more, where it's just mostly I'm eating meat, some fruit. Every once in a while I'll eat a vegetable. But and I mean I fell off the wagon like you were talking about, and there's been weeks or months where I've been eating more carbohydrates, etc. But I've got back on the train lately, and I've like the last week or two, I've been lifting more weight than I've ever lifted in my life.
Yeah.
And it's 100% based on the way I'm eating and the way I feel. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, I saw your video, which honestly made me sore, but then I had texted you, like same thing, and it's just like I know for a fact now I do a little bit different lifts than what you do, but like without a doubt, like this is the strongest I've ever been. I mean, there's only been incremental times in my life where I've taken weightlifting seriously or strength and traditional strength training, but yeah, like I feel really strong compared to what I was, right? Obviously, there's bigger, stronger people than me, but like I feel, especially like because I really started lifting in August, so we're right now at like 6 months, and it's just like, yeah, well, I mean, I can do some things that I wouldn't even have dreamt of doing 6 months ago. It's been consistent, right? I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times a week with like a plan. I'm not just going in there willy nilly, But then also the other things too of like, dude, if I ate pizza every single day, I would feel so sluggish to like not want to go to the gym. Where I can see like where those have kind of transpired and gone hand in hand to where like I want to be there. So like I get what you're saying where you're throwing up weight that you've never done before either, and you're 60 70 pounds less than what I am.
Yeah, I'm like I weigh I think I weigh 5 more pounds than I did in high school right now.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm very lean, very light right now. It's wild. But again, it's how I'm eating.
There was something else. I'm gonna check my phone because of what I was
Energy.
texting you.
I got a list.
Yeah.
I got a list. I'm clicking them off as we go.
Okay, gotcha. Well, Well, I think it kind of goes with what we're talking about in terms of like, the lifting and what you're doing and what that is. But like, this is maybe more so geared around maybe activity than just diet. But like, there's sometimes like, especially when I first kind of started, more so like September, October of like, I didn't really want to go to the gym because I was like tired or I didn't want to go get my steps in or whatever that looked like. And I had little energy doing it. But then when I left, it's like, wait a minute, I just exerted energy to gain energy. And I think that was like kind of the biggest thing of like, that's just an insane concept of like, I'm tired. I'm going to go do something that's going to make me more tired or that's hard to do. But then I'm going to leave there with like restored energy and like treat it like it's a different day. And that's why I think like Saturdays for me in particular are my favorite days to lift because usually I lift at like 9 or 10 in the morning, get it done, and then like the rest of the day, like I'm on cloud nine, and I just feel dialed in. And then also like I'm not gonna eat bad those days because it's like, man, I don't want to
That's
just trade a workout and be plus minus at zero in the box score. You know what I mean? Like it makes me more focused to be like, I want to be attentive to what I'm eating this day. But I think the overall energy and too, and that's why I don't have to drink the caffeine. Just because like I'm constantly, I think when we first kind of started, like I wasn't doing anything. You just like just got to move your body, like go and do something, right? And I started wearing my Apple Watch again, which has been a lifesaver because it gives you the little reminders and things like that. But going outside, taking a 10-minute break versus, you used to go chop it up in somebody's office, but now it's like, hey, dude, when it's nice out, do you want to just go walk 10 minutes in the parking lot? And people are like, dude, why are you walking out here? But then you add up, you do 6 10-minute walks, a day. That's an hour's worth of walking. For me, that's about 3 miles, probably a little bit more, closer to 4. I was like, dude, I just get 10,000 steps in a work day. And you're like, oh, you have a desk job. Like that was just an excuse. It's like, if you want to get it done, like you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Or when you're on the phone, start walking around, get a little desk treadmill or whatever they're called.
There's something that was to be said of like sales meetings or internal work meetings if are best held walking. So like you're supposed to go outside and like have whatever standard. We have ours on Monday morning. It's like, well, if you went outside and did it as a group and walked uptown, it's like those become more productive because of whatever the reasons were. I'm not gonna act like I know what they all were, but I'm like, yeah, that actually makes sense.
Well, you're outside, so that helps.
Yeah.
Getting hit by the sun, so that's vitamin D. Need that. You're walking, exercising, so there's endorphins going on.
Uh-huh.
You are probably building camaraderie because you're all in the same group walking together. It's all related. There's something else that you said that I was going to ask you a follow-up question on, but I don't remember what it was. Are you reading Clark's text?
No, I'm reading my text from you earlier.
Oh. Hey, there are times where I want to go work out, and at the same time, I want to get a pizza. TBH, pizza is easier, How do I choose workout instead of pizza? Stop eating pizza. That's the first step. And go in the morning. This is what I was going to say, Abe. So I work out most of the days at 5 or 6 a.m. So every day that I wake up is your Saturday.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm on cloud 9 right after that workout all day.
It's funny you say that because my buddy texted me at like 8 a.m. on Monday morning. He's like, dude, just crushed a killer leg workout. I'm like, dude, it's 8. He's like, yeah, I went to the gym at 6. And I was like, well, sick invite. Like, if you're going at 6, like, I'll go. Like, I can get done in an hour and 15 minutes. Like, I can shower because he lives in Mansfield. And I was like, I'll go with you because I know what that would mean from a productivity standpoint for my workday. Like, I know exactly what you're saying. You go by yourself?
No, I own a fucking gym, dude.
Well, there's other people there at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, we have a 5 a.m. class. That's one of our biggest classes. This morning there was 15 people there.
Well, good for them.
And that was a small class.
And that's what, like, that's what I know I could do it. And that's why I was telling him, like, dude, text me. Like, if I know somebody else is going and they're depending on me to be there, I'll be there. That's probably one of my downfalls of like if it's just me and it's like, oh, I can lift at 5 a.m. or I can just do it at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. I'm probably gonna do 6 p.m. But like, I don't know if that makes sense. But
Yeah, it's
yeah, if I
accountability
live closer to
partner.
Port Clinton, I would go at 5 in the morning. I know you may not believe me, but like I know the benefits that come with that.
You can move up here. I know somebody selling a house. I can sell your house for you, Eric. Abe's gonna buy it and move up here.
Shout out Ludi.
Basement floods though.
I'll call Eric to come clean it out every time it does flood.
Yeah, shouts out to the Clyde Flyers. They're getting a real one with that coach.
Got a steal.
Good hire. No, dude, they did. Honestly. Great
It's like you
hire.
had the
Port
second.
Clinton.
It's like you had the third pick in the NBA draft, right? And the dude who was supposed to be taken number one overall fell to you at 3.
Yeah.
He fell, and you got a steal.
Yeah, dude.
No,
He's
man, I'm
30,
pumped for Eric. He's gonna do.
34, 30 something, 36, 30. I don't know how old he is. He's
He's
around
30.
our age.
Yeah, 33, 34.
I mean, he's looking for somewhere where he can stay too. Like,
Dude, I mean,
it's wild. I don't want to say too much, but
yeah,
they're getting a good coach, and it's a sad day for Port Clinton football. I can tell you that much.
sad day for the Redskins.
Yeah, I'm bummed, but I'm happy for him. All right,
Yeah,
energy
no,
gain. How about your mindset?
I think that's definitely like momentum based. Is where like now, right? I've been doing this for a while. I can physically start to see changes. I think that's kind of been the biggest difference. Obviously, like kind of the picture that you've used for some of your social media stuff. It's like, yeah, like there's a pretty big difference there in the before and after. I think like that has kind of maybe restored, not entirely, right, but some self confidence that was definitely lost.
Oh,
Um,
100%, dude.
just because like I knew I didn't feel good and I knew I didn't look good, so I would feel sorry for myself, and that would kind of just compound to where now it's like you can see noticeable differences. We've kind of talked about like I'm taking a once a month progress picture just for me to be able to see like, hey, what you're doing is working, and like the differences like are more subtle now. They could be just as dramatic too if I could not have days like yesterday, but um, I think that's kind of been the biggest thing because the question was what mental, just like
Just mindset.
yeah,
How's that shifted? Has it shifted?
yeah, and like so too, like another thing that's kind of changed is like my morning. I listen to the same YouTube video on my way to work, whether it's to my first meeting or just to the office. It's a Denzel Washington. It's a graduation like commencement speech, and it's like I don't know, 12, 15 minutes long, but like that, just has me continue to be dialed in. And I don't know, maybe not everybody gets their motivation from something like that, but it works for me. I mean, Denzel's my favorite anyway, but um, I think just the combination of things that's restored some of the self confidence that was previously lost.
Yeah, you got to find your why, your motivation. So, I mean, if you're watching Denzel scream at you, it works. By all means, you got to do that. David Goggins. I
Also,
got
David Goggins.
people send me shit from him like almost every day. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's a psycho. Get your ass to the gym. But that was one thing that you said. Taking those monthly progress pictures. So I've been trying to convince Lexus of this for probably at least a week or more. And like it's been on our radar to get for a while is an in-body scanner. So it's like a scale almost that you step on, you grab these handles and it shoots electricity through you and it measures your body fat. It will tell you how much like visceral fat you have, so subcutaneous or underneath your skin, between your skin and your organs, how much of that do you have? And like it will be able to show your progress. So once we get that machine, I'm gonna have you come up here and we're gonna test it out.
How much are one of those
You don't
dollar
want to know.
wise? Like
You
over a
don't.
grand?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
Yeah.
not one you just have at your house. Got it.
No. It's a commercial grade
Which
piece
I
of
think would be,
gear.
crazy beneficial, especially like, there's some times, and I think you called it like body recomposition of like maybe the number on the scale hasn't changed drastically, but like if you were to look at, picture from December, the picture of, now on February 18th, like there's dramatic differences. And it's so yeah, I think one of those scales would be crazy.
Yeah, and this will tell you like how much of your body weight is from fat, how much it is from muscle mass, what's skeletal muscle mass, what's lean muscle mass. I mean,
Yeah.
the metrics on it's going to be wild. So I want to be curious to.
So what are we waiting on to pull the trigger? Like what do we got to do to make it happen?
I already got it. It's on the way.
Oh, you
I ordered
convinced
it
me to do
today.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were still in the talking stages of it.
Well, I was, and I think I skipped that part. But yeah, we ordered one today, so we have it will be on the way. And there was like there's a bunch of different devices that they sell. One like you can measure grip strength with, and I was talking to Nate Etler about it because he's a physical therapist in Findlay, Lima now. But I'm like, do you think this device would be useful? And he's like, yeah, dude, that literally is like, hey, if your grip strength is very weak, it's a sign of like you're not going to be independent for very long. Just bone mass, all these things. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So they threw like that was in the deal. We got a printer. Like it was. I was like, Lexus, if we're gonna buy one, this is the time to do it because we're not gonna get a cheaper price for all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
So
Interesting.
it'll be a good tool for our like just offerings at the gym. What we can show, like just showing progress. Like hop on this thing and we'll show you what's going on under the hood type of thing. Like
No, that'd be awesome. Just to jump on like, I don't know, once a month. I don't know how often do you typically do something like see like I don't weigh myself every day. Like right now we do, weekly, but like I don't know. I think once a month is appropriate, and that's why I don't take a progress pick every day. Like, sure, I guess I could, but like,
no, that's overkill.
yeah. But you know how like there's like I don't know, isn't 75 hard? Like, isn't one of their things like you got to take a progress pick every day?
Yeah, but that's just basically getting into habits of things. So they want you
Got it.
to do that. They want you to go outside twice on a walk, do something
Yeah,
hard. I don't know what else they have you do, but it's just a bunch of different habits that they want you to get into a routine of.
which makes sense. Yeah, now that you say that.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, momentum. How's the momentum?
well, I think I kind of talked about that of like in kind of all those other subcategories of just like my biggest thing is obviously like most people, Monday is kind of like your starts of the week, but like Monday through Friday is usually pretty easy. And once you kind of get to, I don't know, the momentum of having like four perfect meals in a row, you know what I mean? 5 through 10 become easier just because of the momentum created. And obviously, I have like a Steps app on my phone, and it reminds you of like, oh, hey, you're at a 17-day streak of hitting 10,000 steps. And it's like, I don't know, for me being tying everything to sports, you kind of become competitive amongst yourself of like, oh, I'm not going to snap that streak despite it raining, you know what I mean? Or despite it snowing or whatever the case may be. So like, I think momentum is definitely huge. And then also stopping momentum on the opposite side of like, it had to be a bad meal in the last night. You have a bad meal, but that doesn't mean it's got to be a bad day and completely be a wash. Like you have a bad lunch, it's like, well, get back at it at dinner time. And same thing last night. I had a bad meal. Get back on the horse today. So I don't know. I think momentum can kind of work twofold there in both directions. But like I don't know. That's just something that's like it's helped me of like, all right, listen, I'm just gonna string together 14 days in a row. and then it's just like short term, right? To where it's like, oh, I'm not looking at it like 6 months. I got to do whatever. I got to lose 30 pounds in 6 months, or I got to, gain 10 pounds of muscle in 6 months. It's like, no, I'm just going to dial in for 10 days. And then like, that's my goal. And then just building blocks from there. I don't know. Again, it's just, these are things that have just helped me. So like, if it's something that can be passed along to somebody else and it makes sense, then so be it.
100%. It's just the same thing you said about 75 hard. Just building habits, setting goals, long term, short term. What about your emotional health?
I think that kind of comes with, kind of the self confidence bit that I talked about. Obviously we talked a little bit about last time of like not being dependent on medicine, and some like I guess some vulnerable areas of my life, and not to share a ton, but like just the overall outlook on things is definitely more positive. And even like there's those days that you're not having a great day and you're feeling a little bit of blah, but I know that like, okay, if I go to the gym, whether that be on lunch, at work, or when I lift in the evening, like it's going to be better. And kind of like that dopamine hit that you were talking about earlier. Like now I know that if I'm in a funk or whatever, that's what's going to help me. It happened tonight, like today, like, and again, I think it's because I'm partially getting sick, but it's like, don't really want to work out. I kind of feel like blah, but I'm like, I'm gonna go do it. So I walked 3 miles outside because it was 60 degrees, got it done, got a little cold. And then I came in and, I grabbed a quick, back workout, and now I feel good. It's like, dude, I would have felt like a piece of shit had I not done that. But long winded, just the overall kind of outlook on things is definitely better than what it used to be. And I don't know. So I feel good about that, me personally.
Yeah, it's almost like a reset button.
Yeah, it's just like every day. It's like, I don't know. Again, it's something to look forward to. And obviously not, my biggest hobby was coaching basketball. And this is the first year in probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years I haven't coached basketball in any capacity. Which saddens me because that's something I enjoy. It's something I'm passionate about. But, I've been able to kind of shift this as my primary focus of just overall health and, getting parts of my life back that, I had kind of let go. But then it's also a hobby too. It's just like, hey, this is something I look forward to, just like I used to look forward to going to practice or whenever we had a game. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of takeaways there.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, it's just it's like you're rebooting the computer. You gotta do that every day.
Sorry, I keep yawning. I'm usually in bed by now.
Me too.
You working out at 5 in the morning tomorrow morning?
No, tomorrow's my rest day. Lexus's Lexus's mom comes over at 7 on Thursdays, so I get up and watch the kids for 2 hours, and then she takes over. I walk the dog, go to work.
So how many days a week do you work out? 6, 5?
4, pretty much.
Oh, just 4.
Yeah, I used to work out like 6 or 7, and then we had a kid, and it dropped down to like 5, and then we had a second kid. Now it's 4.
Got it.
Like Saturdays and Sundays, I could get up earlier and go work out, or I could go to class because Lexus usually is up really early, feeding the baby, and then puts her back to bed, and then she heads to the gym. So I could go to class. I just don't go. I just stay home and spend time with the kids.
When what's the progress or what's the status on the house/gym?
They got the rough plumbing and electric approved last week, I think, and then they started insulation. I think they had to get it inspected again, and our builder's on vacation right now, so I don't know if that has to wait till he gets back or he had it lined up. I'm not sure. Once that gets inspected, they can start putting the walls and the roofs on, and then not the roofs, the ceiling inside the gym part.
Got it.
drywall can go up, and then it's basically just finished work from there.
So what's the timeline? Do you have one?
Not publicly.
Got it. Oh, got it.
Yeah. I mean, we have tentative dates in our head, but they keep getting pushed back just
Yeah.
because of
Right.
like
Right. Right.
delays and stuff.
Right.
And not our it's not like our builder's not trying. It's just like he had contractors that didn't show up for a month. That didn't help.
Yeah. I'm sure the weather didn't help either.
It doesn't. And then like some of it is scheduling. So like after every phase they have to get it inspected. So if that dude's on vacation, it just waits until he gets back.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
weird.
I was just kind of curious. I mean, I know that you guys are anxious for a bunch of reasons, but just checking in
Yeah.
there. But
Yeah. I'll tell you. Just not right now.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
But,
All right. Anything
yeah.
else?
No, I need to hop off. I need to blow my nose and get to bed. And if I am getting sick, hopefully some sleep will help. But
Yeah, get some sleep, dude. Thanks for hopping on. We'll do it again soon. Just
yep.
keep getting little updates and see how it's going.
Yeah. Sounds good, dude. Appreciate it.
All right, man. We'll see you.
All right. See ya.